I was watching Decline of Western Civilization last night, right? Odin, you know Odin? You liked him?
Odin the band?
Yeah.
Never, don't know about it.
You didn't watch the documentary?
I've seen the movie. Are you talking about the metal one?
Yeah, with Paul Stanley. He's got the fucking girls.
That little baby
Yeah,
crying
yeah.
in the pool next to his mom with liquor
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. So look, man, we've known each other about what, 21 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we met each other at Masquerade, 80s night. I was probably 17. How old are you?
I'm 405 years old. I'm 38. I
30
just turned
years.
38, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're probably like 16.
Yeah.
But I want to say, like, when I approached you, because I'm like, this is the coolest dude I've seen in my life at the time.
Yeah,
You know
there
what
was
I mean?
no rockers
There
back
was
then.
no rockers. You look like David Johansen. And I went up to, I was like, hey man, I think I sold him this. And I went up to you and I was like, man, fucking, I forget what I told you.
You said you remind me of Johnny Thunder.
Yeah, Johnny
Thunder.
Thunder.
It's crazy because it was like a rocker dude who was like, obviously not from Atlanta. I'd never seen him before, and he knew who Johnny Thunders was. So I was like pretty impressed, and I was like, wow, I was 16, and I was like, that's crazy. And it's my hair back then was so funny. The way I used to do it was my hair's not straight at all. So like to get it straight and like that way, I would use Dial antibacterial soap, and like wet it a little bit, and then like mold my hair to that, like, and it would be the worst, like on stage sweating, because all that would just be dripping Dial soap in your face.
Yeah.
You get sunburn from Dial soap.
Well, you get that shit in your eye, you're fucked.
Yeah, you can't see anything. You're like this on stage, and also the lights beaming on you with Dial soap burning you at the same time. It's like cooking your face. That's funny.
At the time, I looked like Phil Lynott at the time.
Yeah, you had big. It was awesome.
Big fucking
very good
big
hair.
Afro.
Big hair.
And you were in Heart Attacks at the time, or were you in Guess at the time?
I was in. We just started Heart Attacks.
Okay.
In that, yeah.
So and Guess was before. That was.
Yeah, that's like my kid's favorite band. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah?
He like makes me play it all the time. Yeah.
And that was what Dave the Wave was in and Guess.
Dave the Wave, yeah. Ian Newberry was not in and Guess, but he was there. He was around. But who else was it? A guy named John Polilla. Tommy Gonzalez is another friend of mine that was in and Guess, and Chris Burns is a good skateboarder that was in and Guess, and he's still around. He works at Fox's Barbecue, Brothers Barbecue.
Yeah, if you're ever there, get a barbecue place.
He also has been known to like take food and put it in garbage bags, throw it in the dumpster for free, and you get it out, but it's still fresh for friends. I made that up. He said he wouldn't do that. He said he wouldn't do it.
Fresh for friends. And so you.
I'm trying to put him on blast, but yeah, he said he wouldn't do it.
I love this album. And so after End Guess, you started the Heart Attacks about what year?
It was like 2002.
2002.
Out here with Tuck, and we met Tuck, and Tuck was from Griffin, and that was like maybe 45 minutes, that way from Atlanta, and we're like 20, 30 minutes that way from Douglasville, but we all came to Atlanta shows, so we ended up meeting up, and we talked about like we're playing like fast punk and stuff and harder stuff like street punk style, which we love still.
Yeah.
But we were more into rock and roll too, and like it was kind of not accepted to play. I don't know. It wasn't. I got called haircut all the time playing in punk scenes and stuff, which is awesome because I like people noticing I had a haircut and stuff like that, and teenage haircut instead of teenage hair. We got a band called Teenage Hair, and that name Teenage Haircut came off of that. But it was Tuck was on the same page I was, and so was Dave, and we just wanted to do something more rock and roll when I was 16 and talked about Generation X and other punk bands that were kind of like that. We started that. So.
I gotta say, at 16, because when you guys came into the Masquerade that night, it was like 20 motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It was like, and it was everybody. It was almost like the Warriors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like at 16, the look and everything. It was for a 16-year-old mind. That's very cool and innovative to put that together. You know what I'm saying? Because when you walked in, you motherfuckers, it looked like how when rappers used to walk into a place that entourage,
good looking folks, yeah.
But it was the whole package. It was in it. I was fucking impressed. I was like, God damn, who the fuck are these dudes? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
man.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. you just fire me up, dude.
You guys killed it, man. You come on, man. So yeah, and then from that, you guys got Warped Tour. Were you already signed to Hellcat?
We weren't. We got signed to Hellcat through Warped Tour. We didn't know we were pirating Warped Tour when I was like 18, and it was in 2005. And the guy that was our manager, his name is Piece of Shit. He was, and he still's a piece of shit. And will always be a piece of shit, probably. But this dude like told us we were on Warped Tour and we weren't. We all quit our jobs and at Eats, which let us come back, and pretty much me and Dave. And then they we weren't on the tour at all. We weren't like lying. They had no idea we were. Not only that, but the dude, our manager, was banned from like Warped Tour, and somehow we ended up getting laminates and passes for 3 of us, and would sneak other people. We had a crew of 8 with like doing merch and stuff. And we had really good folks hustling CDs. My buddy Flores, shout out to him.
Shout out to Chris Flores.
He was hustling CDs back then. And he would just press motherfuckers real quick with a CD player. And they were scared not to buy the CDs, so they had to buy them. When we were putting numbers on people, like just doing stuff people did out here in Atlanta, like selling stuff. And it was without even being on the tour. And then we'd sell liquor and beer to the bands because nobody, their buses and tour and vans, they couldn't leave the parking lot of Warped Tour because it's you're stuck. Like you're just back to back. So we had a bar called Pirate Bar with our really crappy bus we bought for $2,000, and they were we would sell liquor and cigarettes and stuff like that and beer to the bands that were playing and stuff, and we made a lot of money doing that. Caught attention of Tim Armstrong, and he got our like CD and pretty much signed us off of. I think the Reputation more even than the music was just being like, these guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, he was. We were. I mean, I don't mean like dork stuff, like, but yeah, it was. We that was pretty crazy to do that.
And then from that, you guys at the Hellbound Heartless.
Yeah, and that was on Hellcat Records, and we were signed to do another album, and I remember we ended up breaking up in like 2009. 2009.
Yeah, because I
just creative differences.
Yeah. Well, the thing I'm going to say this on camera, but I've never said this to you. I've known this guy 21 years. When I was in the booze, we were playing like these scooter rallies and like these soul fests, right? You know, no offense to the guys that were there, like the audience, but they were like older dudes, right? And never forget it, January 2007, he asked me if we wanted to open up for Heart Attacks and Masquerade, right? And it went through the roof after that. Like, because we were playing like Mexican restaurants, these scooter rallies, we're playing this. I think we did a fucking McDonald's birthday party, right? But then when he asked us and we got in front of the Heart Attacks audience, it fucking changed. I mean, it changed the entire fucking direction of what we were gonna do. And like, it made it seem like, okay, we got an audience to play to now. You know what I mean? And I really, truly want to thank you for that. Truly.
Yeah, dude. Well, I remember like I love soul music. Like I used to sit like when I first started driving, like on the radio, and like before you could really Shazam stuff or define anything, and I would have to like wait through a whole set to figure out one song on like 97.1
Fox 97.
Fox 97. Yeah, Fox 97.
I was at Fox 97. Dude, when I was a kid, I was at Fox 97 all the time with JJ Jackson, Mark Bell, Randy, and Smith.
Oh man, so yeah, it would be like Tommy James and the Shondells playing or something like that, or Shondells, however you want to say it. But anyway, I would like to hear like Mirage or something. Like I've never heard that before, and I have to wait through like 2 more songs, and then like the dude would name off the whole set list. And you guys were playing music like that, and I was like, that's like what, like I wish I did the same shit too. Like I love that shit. Like, and it made sense to me for like if you truly like playing the rock and roll that we were playing and everything like that, you would know that it all came from some form of that.
Yeah.
Especially the melodies that we play and stuff like that are. Like, and with Rambler nowadays, it's all like, that's all like soul as hell, and like a lot of just like as catchy as it can be, but tougher. Like without worrying about, is that too catchy?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like being like, oh man, that's too. No man, like let it be like gumdrops, but like ones off the ground or something like that.
Well, you got a knack for that, and so like so after Heart Attacks, was it Dino's Boys or was it Rambler? What'd you do right up?
Dino's Boys first, and then. Yeah, for a while, did Rambler because some of the songs I was writing for Dino's Boys were a little different than Dino's Boys. So Did Rambler too.
So how did Dino's Boys come about? Just you and Danny?
Yeah, I just saw Danny. I was working at the Earl down the street in the kitchen for a brief period. I remember it was a wild time then. Like I was like I just had my kid, my baby's mom, and they were not cool. Like she'd show up. She'd probably not even say any of this and bother the hell out of me. Like at the bar, like while I was in the kitchen. So I'd hide in the back and watch VHS tapes in the band room when they used to have them back there, like the Hobbit a bunch. Drink a cider, Strongbow when it was dry. It wasn't gross. Like and
watching Ernest Goes to Jail.
Yeah, anything that was. Oh, yeah, they had a lot of good VHS back there. Then I saw Danny out there one time. He's like wearing a leather jacket that looked worn in. I guess I was like, I know that dude didn't wear that jacket worn in like that. He bought it, like worn in or whatever. But like the guy kept looking just smug, and then he came up to me one time. I'm pretty sure he was a little on some performance enhancers or something. And he came up to me and said, "Hey man, I got some shitty little punk songs." And he's like, you know, man, like I haven't played forever since Heart Attacks. And I really appreciate Danny for that because like I remember practicing the hell out of the 4 songs he sent me, and I thought they were awesome. Like, and I was like, this shit's good, dude. Like, don't even talk like that. But he's like, his attitude was just that manner. Like, it's like, listen, whatever. This is just, you know, for right now. Like, I'm about to open up about 5 restaurants, man. Don't worry about it, dude. Like,
And then from that, you did a Rambler. And did you start Rambler by yourself, or was it with?
I'll just do that to Danny. 5 restaurants.
You do that with yourself, or did you started with somebody else with Rambler?
Me and Alex Hagen and Jason Boyer and Jake Berry.
Shout out to Alex Hagen.
Yeah, and Jason Boyer and Jake Berry, Snakeberry, and congratulations on the new kid, Jake, man. Representing, dog. Some fatherhood, bro.
Yeah.
You got, you know, representing that shit, dog. Straight up, man. Keep these kids out of trouble, man. Keep them on the right path of rock and roll, dog. And that boy, Jake Berry, can play those skins, man. Don't let nobody take it different. Sure. POP, hold it down.
The right path to rock and roll. This is going to be his autobiography.
Anyways. Yeah. But yeah, then we were doing Dino's Boys, and we started doing Rambler after that.
Yeah. So and then you started doing the down south.
Yeah, I started putting on Fest, and that was just for fun, like, because I wanted to. Tuck did it kind of first when he did the Playboy
playoffs or whatever.
No, I did the Playboy playoffs. He had the Gathering the Playboys as a play on the Gathering of the Juggalos, like a joke. And Playboy's thing altogether is a fun. Like, it's not supposed to be taken seriously. And it's like when you don't have much money and you still like a Playboy dressed nice and do the best you can, like, you know, out here stunting like a man. And either way, but we did he did that, and I saw the turnout, and I was like, man, I want to do this kind of, you know, keep bringing it together. So I did the Playboy playoffs and had some bands from like that I knew and played with on tour, and it worked out really well. And they're all like, and all these bands are, you know, bands I want to see and listen to. So it wasn't like I was just putting whoever on there trying to create a crowd. It was like people would fly in, and people get confused and think Atlanta was like a huge mecca of rock and roll. They try to move here, and like, nah, it's only like that.
We made that shit up.
There's still some cool dudes here, but like it ain't like the movies. It's not gonna be every night like that.
No.
Like
it's show business.
Yeah,
you know, it's show business.
And then I started doing more weekends, down south weekends, and I realized it was more than what I just started trying to do, and it made me feel good more than anything to connect everybody. So touring was easier for bands like us. It's like almost like a network meetup. You get play, you hang out, and you see your buddies, and it's like a family reunion. You love everybody you're seeing. There's no fights. Nobody's ever been like fights or anything like that. I guess there was Joey had slapped a man one time.
He might have deserved
it. Yeah, and Dusty Booze was choking this dude with a cigarette in his mouth. It's the funniest thing I ever seen, dude. Like Dusty was like, "You gotta get out right now." And he's on the ground just choking him or whatever. And I was like, "Scold his ass, Dusty! Scold him!" Like scold. Like, you know, like get on to him, and Dusty was like, "You can't ever come back." And we're just getting on to him. That's Dusty Boo. Shout out, big dog.
Shout out to Dusty Boo.
That was funny. We ain't gonna say his name. It was because the guy's a nice guy. It shouldn't even happen.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, you know how it is.
That was the only time, but it was like comical as all get out.
Well, but
nobody got hurt.
But to take you to the Twilight Zone, there was no fights amongst us.
Friends. No, never.
It's always the outsider that comes in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, we won't say anybody's name.
Yeah.
So what you got happening now?
Playing with Rambler and recording and traveling a bunch and living in St. Pete. and hang with my kid when we can, and fishing some. Was doing some renovation construction, and that's a whole different podcast of shit that goes on when I was doing that. Because it's different. When Florida's different than it's just exactly what you think it is. It's wild as hell. It's good, but it's fun. I feel all right down there. I like Florida a lot.
Let me ask you a question. Your top. Let me ask you this: your top desert island songs. Could be any genre.
Thousand Island.
No, desert island. You're on a deserted island. You got to listen to 5 songs.
Over and over. Like Soldier of Fortune, Mike on the Slipper Tree by the Equals, and I'm trying to think for a second because it's not that hard to do that. It'd probably be Crucial Conflict, Hey, and let me see what else we got going on up in this piece.
You got 2 left.
It'd probably be Rambler next time, and definitely not Rambler Main Muscle. I've heard that enough.
That's your hit?
I like the song, but I wouldn't want to hear it over and over. And then maybe Rambler Southern Streets. 2 Rambler songs. I write songs that I want to hear.
Hey, Southern Streets.
Thanks.
You did your thing on Southern Streets.
I did, dude. It's real.
Yeah, I got to tell you that. I got to tell you that. Awesome.
Five it up.
Hey, listen, man. Just fucking Chase Tail, right?
My buddy Randy
we
Michael.
go back like rocking chairs.
Yeah, dude. Sandbox to the sky.
Black Habit Records, right? In the Village. Check it out. There's my man here, 50 grand. Whether he's wrong or right, I'm behind him.
Thank you.
Yeah.